Hi everyone. I'm Avery, your new virtual colleague, created by Currents. I'm looking forward to discussing addiction, the brain and LORETA neurofeedback with you. What is addiction and why is disruptive science needed? Addiction, including alcoholism, is more than the neurobehavioral changes related to the taking of a drug. It is a patterning of neural mechanisms and adaptation impacting all associated processes, including hormones, biochemical and physiological domains. We have not met the challenge that addiction presents, because we do not understand the brain's primary role in this problem. LORETA neurofeedback at Precuneus is a standard procedure that can be utilized in any mental health program. It targets the mechanisms of self-regulation and does not, at this point in time, claim to diagnose or treat any disorders. Here are the top 5 theories of addiction that most models are designed to address individually. The disease model views addiction as a chronic brain disease, suggesting that individuals have a biological or genetic predisposition to substance dependence. Social learning theory emphasizes the role of environment and social influences in shaping substance use behaviors. It maintains that people learn addictive behaviors through observation and reinforcement. Cognitive behavioral theory focuses on the cognitive processes and behavioral patterns that contribute to substance use disorders, how thoughts, feelings, and behaviors interact in the context of addiction. The biopsychosocial model considers a complex interplay of various influences on addiction. The self-medication hypothesis proposes that individuals may use substances to alleviate emotional and/or psychological distress, for example, underlying mental health issues. Independently, they are all wrong, yet inclusively, they are all right. Self-regulation theories and research focus on understanding how individuals manage and control their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors to achieve desired goals. Here is a summary of key self-regulation theories and research. The control theory, proposed by Carver and Shire, emphasizes the role of feedback loops in self-regulation. It suggests that individuals continuously compare their current state to a desired state, feedback, and make adjustments to achieve their goals. Social cognitive theory, developed by Bandura, emphasizes the role of self-efficacy beliefs, observational learning, and goal setting in self-regulation. It suggests that individuals regulate their behavior by observing others, evaluating their own capabilities, and setting challenging goals. The strength model, proposed by Baumeister and colleagues, suggests that self-regulation relies on a limited resource called ego depletion. According to this theory, self-control draws from a finite pool of mental resources, which can become depleted after exerting self-regulatory efforts. This depletion can lead to reduced self-control in subsequent tasks. Independently, they are all wrong, yet inclusively, and if the neural patterns and mechanisms are added, they are all right. Soren Kierkegaard posited that life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Currents' model and theory of self-regulation using LORETA neurofeedback embraces this notion such that the brain encodes and patterns all experiences, including environmental, demographic, and experiences, across the developmental spectrum and the perceptions of the self of, for example, self-referential data. These adaptive self-precepts and data become core drivers for the brain's efficiency even if maladaptive. With proper feedback and learning, these currents, not microvolts, can be reconfigured to experience the self and its value in a more positively efficient way. The right anterior insula is a brain region involved in various functions, playing a role in emotions, self-awareness, and interoceptive awareness, perception of bodily sensations. It is implicated in decision-making and empathy. The default network is a group of interconnected brain regions increased in power when an individual is at rest with the eyes closed as contrasted with the eyes opened or functional tasks. It plays an important role in introspection, daydreaming, memory retrieval, self-referential processing, and social cognition. The medial prefrontal cortex is located in the middle frontal lobe. It is associated with executive functions, decision-making, social cognition, self-referential, and emotional processing. It is also part of the default network. The limbic system is very important to emotional processing and modulation, forming and retrieving memories, learning, coordinating the body's response to stimuli, especially those related to survival and emotional experiences. These regions and microamperes levels are influenced by targeting the precuneus, and many of the functions listed above have been measured as post-training outcomes, including attention, executive functions, and personality assessment instruments. The precuneus is a region in the brain located in the medial parietal lobe, towards the back of the brain. It is a highly interconnected and functionally diverse brain area, playing a crucial role in numerous cognitive processes and functions. Here's a summary of the associated processes of the precuneus. Self-processing and self-awareness. Precuneus plays a key role in self-representations, self-related thoughts, contributing to one's sense of identity and self-consciousness. Spatial cognition and navigation. Precuneus is involved in spatial cognition, including mental imagery, spatial memory, and navigation. Episodic memory. Precuneus is associated with episodic memory, which involves the recollection of past events and experiences. Default mode network. The precuneus is a prominent node within the default mode network mentioned in the prior slide. Attention and consciousness. The precuneus is implicated in attentional processes and is thought to contribute to directing attention to internal thoughts or external stimuli. It has been associated with states of consciousness, particularly during tasks that involve high levels of awareness. Social cognition. Precuneus is involved in social cognition, including theory of mind, understanding the mental states of others, and empathy. Creativity and imagination. Precuneus is engaged in creative and imaginative processes, contributing to tasks that involve creativity, artistic expression, and mental simulations. Sense of agency. Precuneus is associated with the sense of agency, which refers to the feeling of control over one's actions and the outcomes they produce. In considering these functions, many or all of these processes are negatively impacted by addiction, or in some cases, were deficient before substance use and abuse began. In LORETA neurofeedback training, individuals are connected to an EEG system with a 19-electrode cap that measures their brainwave activity. The EEG signals are then processed using the LORETA algorithm to estimate the underlying brain activity in specific regions of interest. This real-time brain activity information is presented to the individual in the form of visual or auditory feedback. The client completes 20 sessions of LNFB across 20 consecutive weekdays. Each consists of 6 5-minute training rounds. Each session takes approximately 50 minutes to complete. EEG eyes closed and eyes open baselines are collected at pre-training. All clients are trained in artifact production and reduction prior to baseline collections. Humans can learn to reduce events if they are made aware of them. Pre-training instruments are given to measure outcomes. At Currents, we do not focus on the problem, we only focus on the client becoming better, smarter, stronger, and faster with a theory-driven increase in the self-value mode of brain. Dr. Cannon is a well-known author, researcher and provider of LORETA neurofeedback. He is affiliated with the International Society for Neuroregulation and Research, editor-in-chief for the journal Neuroregulation, and has contributed significantly to the development and application of LORETA neurofeedback. Cannon's protocols with LORETA neurofeedback have been applied to various populations including prenatal drug exposure, concussion, peak performance, ACT score improvement, clinical conditions, including substance use disorders, attention deficit or hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, depression, anxiety, and traumatic brain injury. His efforts aim to investigate the efficacy of improvements in self-regulation using LORETA neurofeedback in improving brain function across different clinical, ethnic, and racial populations. Although this information talk only touches on important topics, papers and references can be provided on our website, neurocurrents.org, or by contacting Cannon at neurocurrents@gmail.com. Our next presentation will provide data related to the use of LORETA neurofeedback at precuneus in jail populations, high school students, and general populations with a variety of issues. We are also employing machine learning algorithms for EEG and LORETA data concordant with assessment data collected over 15 years. We are excited by the possibilities that may result from this process. Thank you for watching, and remember, if the self is not valuable to you, then nothing else in the world will be enough. Give yourself a few words of encouragement each day.